All right, everybody should see what I see. Also, if you cannot open the ebook, check your Wi-Fi, refresh your screens. Miss Danielle, I did send you the email you the information not too long ago, so you now have the information. My apologies for not getting it to you sooner.
Yes, ma'am, I have it.
Awesome. I'm gonna go to the ebook. So, Jewel, you may have to go into chapter 5 blue box and then click ebook. Click click it by chapter. Skin analysis. Let's see if it opens up. It was working fine yesterday. If it doesn't open, it may be something. Does anyone else have any problems with the ebook? I am also getting an error. So let me go back out. All right, I'm having issues also, so I will have to call them and find out what's going on. All right, guys, I am going to, maybe there's a system maintenance that's going on. I'm gonna check my emails and see did I get anything that says that there's a maintenance today because it was working yesterday. So if we're all having issues, it may be something with the system. So I'll check on that today. But let's go ahead and jump in. Let's do a review. We're gonna do a couple of reviews and then we'll move into our slide presentation, okay? Thank you for clocking in and putting your name in the chat. All right, so I want you to go to the chat. I want you to unmute. We're gonna do the skin type quiz. So we're gonna do a couple of quizzes to see how well you retrieve information. I've stopped the live recording. I just didn't want too much stuff going on. And pretty much this is everybody in class on today. Everybody but Dallas. But I think we have prior recordings of this chapter. She will be okay. All right, so skin type quiz. There's 8 questions. It says, what is recommended for combination skin? Strong products, aggressive cleansing, rough exfoliating, or water-based products? What do you guys think? Now, I'm just hitting a button. I'm going to need the class to work together as a whole to give the answer. What do you think? What is recommended for combination skin? And I want you to do the process of elimination also. Strong products, aggressive cleansing, rough exfoliating, or water-based products. What do you think? Jewel or Raquel? What do you think? Give me something. Can y'all hear me? Let's go to the chat. Okay, Raquel says D. Jewel says water-based. Okay. That's correct. Good job, guys. Let's keep it moving in the chat. What can be indicated by the size of the pores in the T-zone and throughout the face? The cause of skin conditions, skin type, contraindications of a treatment, or ethnic background. What can be indicated by the size of the pores in the T-zone throughout the face? The cause of skin conditions, skin type, contraindications of a treatment, or ethnic background. Can you tell ethnic background by the size of the pores? I'm gonna help you out now. What do you think? Skin type. Let's put that in.
Skin type.
Good job, good job, good job. For those that said B, skin type, good job. Okay, Danielle jumping in. Okay, question 3 of 8. What is true of normal skin? It has no oil content. It has poor oil water balance. It has good oil water balance, or it has no water content. Good job. The good oil water balance. Normal skin. What skin type is associated with the treatment goals of extra cleansing and exfoliating? Oily, dry, combination, or normal? What skin type is associated with the treatment goals of extra cleansing and exfoliating. We going with C? Let's see. All right. So I want you to read the question. What skin type is associated with treatment goals of extra cleansing? He said, oops, and exfoliating, which means you got to do some extra cleansing to clean up the stuff and some extra exfoliating. Okay. And the correct answer was oily skin. You know, it's oily skin is an overabundance of oil. So you would need to, it's okay at that point to do extras. Combination skin, you don't know whether it's oily and dry, okay, or dry and normal, you know, so we don't know what the combination is in order to say it requires extra. 5 of 8. What skin type is associated with the treatment goals of maintenance and preventative? All you need is maintenance and preventative. Normal, oily, combination of dry. I got an A for normal. Here we go. Booyah. Good job, good job, good job. Question 6 of 8. What is primarily a condition, not a skin type? Everybody should know that. A, sensitive skin. Yeah, that's one I think everybody knows. Where on the face of a client with combination skin are the follicles medium to larger? Y'all, this is just like the previous question. Okay, but they switched. Where on the face of a client with combination skin are the follicles medium to larger? Beneath the eyes, larger in the T-zone, on the forehead, or on the nose. Okay, we got T-zone. Yep, there you go. Good job. What determines a person's skin type? Is it diet and exercise, personal stress level, genetics and ethnic background, or personality and temperature? Okay. Ooh, did I get some B, C, and A? What determines a person's skin type?
They die.
Okay. Danielle says C. I got one C. I got two C's. I got a couple of B's, three A's. Okay. I'm gonna go with C. This is the last two answers. All right. Did you show us the correct answer? Yep. Okay. So since everybody was across, had different answers, this is one you need to really study. What determines a person's skin type? The response, genetics and ethnic background. The feedback, skin type is determined by genetics and ethnic background. You get it from my mom. our ancestors, however you want to say it. But like everything else, skin can change over time. So we originally are gonna it's gonna be genetics, and then it's gonna change as a person ages and what environment the skin. All right. Does that make you saying something in genetics and ethnic background? What determines a person's skin type is gonna be skin in, it may change. Out of 8 years. Good morning. As you come in, it's the roll call. Make sure you clock in on home base and make sure you put your name in the chat. It's the roll call. So that's good. You guys know how we're going to do. We're going to take a little aesthetics and then we'll jump over into our last course. That was really good, the skin type quiz. Now let's get ready to look at, we'll do another quiz. I don't know so much about the classifying of Fitzpatrick, but let's look at sensitive skin and then let's do the quiz on sensitive skin and then we'll move over to conditions where we jumped off yesterday.
Sensitive skin can be easily irritated.
All right. Got to make sure we have a thorough skin analysis as we begin to talk more about sensitive skin. Let's look at the sensitive skin quiz. That's 5 questions. In doing the quizzes, they should really challenge what you're observing. Fatigue can cause fragile or thin skin. Fatigue, you've been tired, can cause fragile or thin skin. True or false? Let's go to the chat. Okay, Danielle, you couldn't hear it. Okay,
Number
I will put it in the group and make sure I double check that as well. Okay. Could anybody else not hear it? If you could hear the video, put a 1 in the chat, please. Okay. All right, I'll play the video again and check the audio after the quiz. Thank you for letting me know. Fatigue can cause fragile or thin skin. True or false? Come on, crew, what we got? True or false? Okay, B for false. Good job. Okay. Tankla Tasha or Cooperose skin conditions, which appear as red, distended capillaries, are not noticeable on sensitive skin? True or false? Can you notice it on sensitive skin or not? Okay, let's do true. It is false. All right. So number two, let's take note when we see that question. Okay. We can see it. We cannot see it. It's false. Sensitive skin is a condition, not an actual skin type. True or false? Everybody should get that one right. Correct. A. Okay, guys, I know it's more than Jewel on here. I'm going to need some more participation. Question 4 or 5, sensitive skin can be difficult to treat because of its low tolerance for products and stimulation. True, false? A. Correct, correct, correct. Good job, good job. Sensitive skin is characterized by fragile, thin skin and redness. True or false? A, true. There we go. Good job. All right. We got 4 out of 5. Made an 80. We know which one we need to go and check out. Okay. We're talking about capillaries are not noticeable on sensitive skin. They are noticeable on sensitive skin. Okay. They are noticeable on sensitive skin because the skin, we already said that it's fragile and that it's thin. All right. So with the skin being thin, it could easily break. And also you can see, you'll be able to see the capillaries and things like that closer. Good job, everyone. Good job. And I don't want to keep going out and come back in. It looks like that's what I got to do. Let's look at treating skin of color quiz. No matter what the skin type or ethnic background, everyone can use the same skincare routine. True or false? Can everyone use the same skincare routine? You got different skin types. All right. No matter what the skin type or ethnic background, everyone can use the same skincare routine. That's false. All right. We all need sunscreen, but based on our skin type, we need different skincare routines. Reactions are easier to see on darker skin. Is this true? Can we see the reactions on darker skin? True or false? Good job, guys. Good job. Caucasian skin types contain more melanin than darker skin types do. Read that again. Caucasian skin types contain more melanin than darker skin types do. That's going to be B. And how do you guys know that? Because you read your books, because you know your terms, you know your Fitzpatricks. The sun slows down hyperpigmentation. True or false? The sun slows down hyperpigmentation. That be? Hyperpigmentation is not a problem for darker skin types. Is it a problem or is it? Think about it. Hyperpigmentation is dark spots. It's a a lot of pigment that binds together in spots. Yeah, it's not a problem for darker skin types. It's not a problem for lighter skin types because they don't have pigment. Let's see what it says. Hyperpigmentation is not a problem for darker skin types. I think this is false. Hyperkeratosis skin needs less exfoliation and deep pore cleansing. Can somebody come off mute and tell me about hyperkeratosis in your own words? You can say hyper means keratosis. Was anybody listening to me the other day?
It's
Or
a
you
high protein level on the skin.
okay? High protein, high keratin. So it's a lot of extra dead skin cells. Okay, needs less exfoliation or deep pore cleansing, or you think it needs more? You guys are saying false. Let's go jump in and see. All right, 7 of 7. I don't know why it's not telling us what's correct and what's not. Darker skin types are considered oilier and thicker and can still be fragile. Fragile, like sensitive, all right? Darker skin types can still be oilier and thicker and still be fragile. We're going to say true. I see you. Good job. Continue. Let's finish. See what you guys did. And you made a 100. That was a good quiz. You made 100, okay? Reactions are easy to see on darker skin. That was false. Okay, you can see reactions are easier. The book says reactions are harder to spot on darker skin. Caucasian skin type contain more melanin than darker skin types. Caucasian, European skin, remember, no melanin. Okay, so how can it contain more melanin than darker skin? The sun slows down hyperpigmentation. The sun speeds up hyperpigmentation. All right. Hyperpigmentation is not a problem for darker skin types. It absolutely is a problem because we have melanin. Other skin types don't. Hyperkeratosis, skin needs, instead of less exfoliation, more exfoliation and deep pore cleansing. Hyper, okay, keratosis comes from keratin. So this is the skin cells just returning, building up, building up, building up. So they're gonna need a little extra exfoliation and more deep cleansing. This will be the skin type to do that double cleanse on. All right. This will also be the skin type to maybe do enzyme or chemical peel. It says darker skin types are considered oilier and thicker. They are, okay, and can still be fragile. Remember, you heard the term fragile talking about sensitive skin. And remember, sensitive skin is a condition. Any skin type can have sensitive skin. And you guys said true. Okay. Good job. Good job. Good job. Look at you. You guys did good. I'm slow getting over to where I'm supposed to be. Let's check and see if the ebooks come up now. I just have a continued refresher. Just make sure they're still there. But you guys have done amazingly well. Let's look at the neck and décolleté quiz. And Thursday, we'll finish the rest of the quizzes. All right. It's only one question. All right. We got to fill in the blanks. So I'm going to need everybody, all eyes in the house. Ready? The neck. Oh, first of all, let's look at the word bank. We have fewer, rhytides. Rhytides also mean wrinkles. SPF protection, that's sunscreen. Tech neck. Remember, we're working on terms. Can cause sagging. This comes from you looking down at your cell phones or technology devices, electronics. You have broken capillaries and you have aging. Okay. The neck and décolleté have blank sebaceous glands, then the face. Let's put in the chat. Okay. Go to the chat. The neck and décolleté have blank sebaceous glands in the face. Is it fewer, rhytides, SPF protection, tech neck, or broken capillaries, or aging? Remember reading something and us reviewing, because I remember saying it, that the skin on the face is different from the skin on the neck and the décolleté. The skin on the face is different from the neck and the décolleté. Notice the neck and décolleté does not have oily zones. Okay, the neck and décolleté, and I'm gonna need you guys to talk back in the chat. The neck and décolleté have fewer sebaceous glands than the face, so they tend to show blank more quickly. What do you have left? Rhytides, SPF protection, tech neck, broken capillaries, or aging. Okay? Blank and blank develop just as much on the neck and chest as the face. A new phenomenon caused by the repeated movement of looking down at the cell phone is called, y'all see, is your box working, your chat box working? Remind your clients that the neck and décolleté need blank as much as the face does. The neck and décolleté have fewer sebaceous glands than the face, so they tend to show, and I've discussed this before, aging faster than anything else. Blank, broken
capillaries
capillaries.
and right side, right eyelids. The phenomena caused by the repeated movement of the looking down is tech neck, and the reminding clients that neck and décolleté needs SPF protection is the face.
Okay. Thank you, Jewel. Thank you, Danielle. Let me remind everyone, I do not require the video, but I do require participation. And if you are not interactive, you will be asked to cut your video on, because that means I'm obviously you're doing something else on the other side and you're not zoned in class. All right. So let's make sure going forward there's some participation. We can't leave it all on one or two people. And I thank you guys for coming in, but this is for you. This is for you. Okay. So this is study moments for everybody. Let's go to continue. Okay. It won't pull up, but you guys did amazing. That was correct. Everything was correct. And here's the thing, knowing your terms, and it's coming in handy today. All right. If you are in your portal, you are reviewing yourself more than when you wait for us to come on Zoom and in the classroom. So the portal is available for you 24/7. Please make sure that you are utilizing that and you're putting in some study time. So when we get ready to move to, different sectors of it, you've already had it. All right. Tomorrow we are going to look at not tomorrow, Thursday. We'll do some more quizzes, so please prepare yourself. And I wanted to step in here. Yesterday, we talked about, and we have to go back into our textbook. So I'm gonna see what's going on with that part of it. But yesterday, previously and in the classroom, we talked about consultations. Okay. So yesterday, one of the conditions was asphyxiated skin, and that was associated with smoker skin. And smoker skin can enlarge your pores. Remember, educating your clients that secondhand smoke is just as bad as the person who is smoking. All right. So if you're in the area and the smoke is on your skin, it is causing your skin, you're in the vicinity, it is causing your skin to have these issues too. And one of the issues is what people call craters, is enlarging pores. Okay. And if your pores enlarge, the oil glands are going to say, oh, there's more space for oil. So it will start settling more oil into that space. All right. More oil into that space mixed with already what you have, dirt, things from the atmosphere, your hands, you can cause bacterial breakouts, what we call pimples, can have signs of infection, pus. You can move into from a breakout to mild forms of acne to serious forms of acne. Okay. So you want to make sure that when we're talking about educating our clients on what's going on, we're having a consultation, we're having a moment, okay, that we are discussing, even them being around people who are smoking, it could cause you to have skin issues. So you got to find a way to get deep into that conversation as well. Different allergies, things of that nature are always around the summertime. We have different things on our cars. We're touching so much stuff. Advise your clients to always wash their hands. Hand sanitizer can do so much, but always wash your hands and be mindful who is touching your face. All right. Those are tips I give my clients. You want to make sure that their hands are clean if they are touching you, because they could transfer bacteria. Okay. Also, on top of that, any tips you would give related to extractions, pimples, things of that nature, keep it clean, come in and get your facial maintained, and make sure if you're wearing artificial or commercial hair, whether it's braids, weaves, extensions, um, it's monophilic fiber, and a lot of it's human hair too, but it can hold on to oil and dirt. So if you have hair that's touching your face, your neck, your chin, and you're noticing something itching, or you're noticing that that area is broken out or it irritates, it's probably touching the hair, and the hair probably needs some cleansing to it. All right, because that hair is going to hold on to it. And if it's braids and it's not human hair, if it's synthetic, they call it monophilic fiber. So that means that maybe you or your client could be allergic to the plastic that turns into braiding hair. I've seen that as well. So always, we're talking about allergies and things of that nature. Be careful. If you drop it on the floor, it's a done deal. Okay, we can't pick it up and we can't use it if it's dropped on the floor. Talk about our lifestyle. We want to reduce the stress, pay a lot of attention to your clients. And when you pay attention to your clients, you're able to prepare your treatment rooms to reduce the stress and activate all of your senses. Okay. Yeah, I'm here. Okay. In performing a skin analysis, you are visually looking, you are talking, and you are touching. So in the point that you're doing your skin analysis, please make sure you wash your hands and sanitize your hands. All right, you have to touch. I understand that you don't have to put the gloves on for that, but I would be looking very closely first. Anything you see that's abnormal on the face, I'm going to put a glove on. Remember, yes, you can service clients with herpes simplex 1, but my hand is not going to be touching their fever blister. I'm sorry. If you see any pimples, anything that has pus in it, no, I'm not touching. Okay, because they can be transferred to you and you can take it home or you can spread it to other students or other classmates or other people in your salon or spa. So I will always advise gloves, but you have a lot of estheticians that have not picked up the gloves, and so they prefer hand, skin to skin, and that's fine. That's amazing. Just make sure you are washing your hands thoroughly, okay? And you are sanitizing your hands before you touching someone's face. In the skin analysis, you are trusting what you see. You're also trusting what you know. So anybody ever had a gut feeling? It's time for you to lean on it, okay? Because as you listen to them, what you know is going to start showing up, okay? When they start saying something off, red flags are going to start picking up, all right? I don't know why patrons choose to lie to us when we are the ones going to school for it. So that's something for you to always check out. I always look for signs of infection. I always look for signs of that, look at textures, different T-zone area for enlarged pores. I'm looking for dry, chappy skin. I'm looking at the neck, and I'm also looking at the décolleté. That's going to show him about aging. Okay, are they the same color? Do we have to do different treatments? So performing the skin analysis is not so much the consultation. The consultation, that's where you're getting your conversation from. From the consultation, you decide that, yes, I can do this service. The skin analysis, I'm not doing a whole lot of talking to my client. I'm doing more observing and writing. If I have a question, I'm going to ask a question, but I'm not doing a full consultation while they're at my station. Let me say this. The consultation should not be done in the same place that you are going to perform the service. What do I mean by that? Can somebody unmute? The consultation, and what if you're in a one room suite? It's still the same. The consultation, the initial meet and greet, should not be done in the place that they are going to get the service. Somebody give me your take on that. What am I saying? Unmute.
Could you repeat that?
Yes. Your consultation, that's your conversation, your initial meet and greet with the client. It should not be done where you're going to perform the service.
Aren't the consultations done before a service? Like before they agree to it?
Yes, the consultations are done before the service and the consultations are in place. This is the time that you agree that, okay, you can get the service done. But what I'm trying to push, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you can say what you want to say. That may change my answer a bit.
Just say you're in a one room suite. You do have your facial bed, but you should have a chair or maybe a corner that you should designate in your space that you have a conversation with your clients, and that's the place where you do your consultations. Because bringing them over to the facial bed, you haven't even decided you could do it, and you already got the mentally they're prepared. Oh, I'm getting a facial today. You don't even know if you can do it. Okay, and remember, this is where the agreement takes place in the consultation. What they're going to get, if they're going to get anything, how much it's going to cost, what the timing that you have. This is time to review policies, questions about contraindications, and then as you agree, okay, we can do that. Let me bring you over to the bed and let's have a closer look at your skin. Now that's the analysis. So we know what we're going to do. Okay. And then once we decide what we're going to do, we bring them over. It's almost like a business, something you build in business too, because What if they don't have the funds and you've already brought them over and started the service? So there are places that sometimes we need to slow down in. And so the consultations where we discuss all the details of the service. And then we bring them over to the actual service and the experience, okay? Then we bring them over. The skin analysis, when I tell you, is from the beginning of your service to the end of your service. And you may say, Ms. Cox, what do you mean? I thought that was just at the beginning. You are watching how that skin reacts to every product. You are watching every process and how that skin reacts. The skin, how does it react with the steamer on? How does it react without the steamer? When I put this product on, the skin got more irritated. The client, and you can have a signal where the client says she's irritated, a thumbs up, or they can raise their hand. That would indicate to you that, okay, something's going on with the client's skin. I need to stop and ask a question. We haven't fully given the experience of an amazing facial or service at the school yet. We are training, okay? And as you train, as we begin to work on clients this week and next week, I want you to look at this. Try to reduce as much conversation as possible. And if you have a client, your conversation is just within that client and nobody else should hear. Okay? Because you want them to start to live in the experience. All right. They want to live in the experience. So your eyes are always looking to see what is going on with the skin. So that's an initial analysis. It's going to always be something that you'll have to take notes on. You're building your skills. You're training your eye now. All right. So you can become a better esthetician as you go by. You're going to be a beast. You're going to be amazing. Okay. We're just working the process. We're just working the process. Now, I do want to discuss this. When you have the consultation, you agree to do the service, and then you bring them over to the table. All right. Once they are draped, the first thing that you're doing when it comes to a facial is an initial, you may want to remove the product. Not may, you remove the product with like wipes if they have product on. Otherwise, you're going to do a cleansing, just a general cleansing, okay? General cleansing, light toning, and then you will look at the skin, all right? You look at the skin under the magnifying glass. As you look at the skin under the magnifying glass, I am looking for things that are not normal. How did these pores, how do her pores look? His pores look. Did the skin change color? What's the texture? This would be the time that I may take my gloves off and touch the clients. Wash my hands, sanitize my hands, and touch the client. And you can have hand sanitizer on the side of your station. So this may be the opportunity that I take the gloves off for a moment and touch the client. I want to see the skin. Okay, sanitize our hands, put our gloves back on. If all is well, you can proceed with the facial. You can choose to do a double cleansing. Remember, clients with rough textured skin, overabundance of dead skin cells, they need more exfoliation and more cleansing. So those clients with hyperkeratosis or they have leathery patches or the skin feels rough in certain areas, I'm going to go in with a double cleanse. The client that wears a lot of makeup all the time, I am going to go in with a double cleanse. The client that has profusely oily skin, they sweat a lot, they just have an overactive sweat glands, I'm going to go in with an extra cleansing. Okay, they call it a double cleansing. And then my facial process will begin from there. All right. You cannot do a skin analysis. I can look. You can't do it on dirty skin. I can look. So when you're booking skin analysis, you've already had the consultation. When you're booking skin analysis, I at least need a makeup wipe to wipe whatever they got off so I can see what's underneath that skin, what's underneath that oil and sweat, what's underneath the makeup. All right. And so I want to, as we begin to become more closely with our clients, we want to make sure that we're refining our steps. Okay. Learning some internal factors versus external factors, or what's causing what. I want you guys to review your summary, and you'll find that in the slide. Reviewing products. We're going to continue to talk about the benefit of products as well. Let's take um uh let's take 5 minutes while I get ready to switch over to lash specialty. If you want to stay on, you can stay on. If you want to get off, you can go ahead and get off. But we are jumping over into lash specialty. That's going to conclude. We're going to have more quizzes that's going to close out skin analysis this week. And we'll do that on Thursday. Tomorrow we are Stay Board Prep, and we are intro into waxing. Okay, Stay Board Prep. We're gonna build those kits, go over the things for Stay Board, and we're gonna welcome Danielle in. She's a new student, and we're going to just intro to waxing. Yeah, I want you to ask as many questions as possible, because you asking questions is gonna make you a expert. It's gonna, if you can solve solutions, if you're able to ask the questions, these are the questions your clients are going to ask as well. So come with as many questions as possible, and make sure we're taking notes even in our practicals, okay? So aesthetics can leave, or you can stay on. I'm going into the last specialty. Let's return in about 5 minutes, so about 11:21. We'll come back and we'll be on the last specialty part of the course. So stay on, or I'll see you tomorrow, okay? All right, guys, I went ahead and got me some coffee, so I apologize for that extra time. All right. So thank you, Jewel. Jewel says ebook is back up and working. Let's get ready to move on to our last specialty. And I wanted to jump in. I'm gonna open up the ebook. We're on page 42 for the last specialty. Let's talk about allergy versus sensitivity. Okay, allergies versus sensitivity. And then just go and do a little review. We got some areas to highlight, so I do want to go in and do a detailed study of this. Hold on one moment. Let me. I am going to